Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 5 p.m. and announce that the board will meet in closed session to address items 1 through 5. Mr. Superintendent, do we have any public comment on items 1 through 5?
We do not.
Thank you very much. Then I'll close public comment and recess into closed session. Good evening, everybody. Shh. Thank you. All right, I'd like to call this meeting back to order at 6:04 p.m. and announce that the board met in closed session and no action was taken. Good evening and welcome to the Elk Grove Unified School District Board Meeting. Live streaming of full in-person board meetings is available to the public by using the link located on the district's website. Today's meeting is being video recorded and will be available on the district's YouTube channel. We encourage you to attend meetings and share your feedback with the board. Your active participation is valued and contributes to the decision-making process. Some information on public comments. During regular board meetings, the public may make public comments on items on the agenda or items not on the agenda. Requests to make public comment will be accepted for an item up until the board president introduces the item. Generally, members of the public will have 3 minutes to address the board. If there are 15 or more comments on a specific item, the board will reduce individual comment time to 2 minutes each. If there are 30 or more comments on a specific item, the board will reduce individual comments to 1 minute each. Individuals may not defer their time to another individual speaker to increase their total speaking time. Please be mindful that district students may be watching. You are encouraged to address the board and the public in a respectful manner such that all those observing, from children to adults, are made to feel safe, welcomed, and valued. The board shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of board meetings. Persistent disruptions by an individual or group shall be grounds for the board president to provide a warning and then to terminate the individual's privilege of addressing the board. All right, for our land acknowledgement, Mr. Zhang.
Occupy the unceded territory of the Miwok, the original people of the skies, land, and waters where we work and learn. The Miwok have cared for these lands since time immemorial. They continue to teach their traditional knowledge that comes from and responds to the needs of the land and people who share it. May our daily lives and work teaching, learning, leadership, and community engagement support the evolving vision of the Miwok for their community and these lands. May we strive to acknowledge the past for the betterment of our future generations. May we look to our tribal partners, the Wilton Rancheria, the descendants of the original people of this land, to assist with the successful education of our community.
Thank you very much. And for our pledge, I'd like to call up Ilana Schwartz and Mr. Benson. And I'll hand it off to Ms. Baldwin, who has some words for you.
Thank you. All right, so I just have some nice things here that we want to read about Ms. Ilana Schwartz today. So Laguna Creek High School is proud to recognize Ilana Schwartz, an outstanding parent leader who has given countless hours of service to Laguna Creek High School. Ilana and her family moved to Elk Grove in July 2020 with her son Joshua, Laguna Creek High School, class of 2024, and her daughter Talia, class of 2026, attending both Harriet Eddy Middle School and Laguna Creek High School. Ilana has been a driving force in parent leadership. She has served 6 years with the Laguna Creek High School PTSO, serving as membership coordinator, vice president, and now her 3rd year as president. She is also active with boosters, football, theater programs, and contributes her voice to the superintendent's parent advisory. Ilana's service reflects her deep belief in the power of schools and families working together. Having experienced many districts across the country, she has expressed gratitude that her children's education culminated at Laguna Creek High School and Elk Grove Unified School District, where she has felt a true commitment to students, parents, and community. Tonight, we honor Ilana for her dedication, leadership, and lasting contributions to the Laguna Creek High School.
Please stand if you're comfortable doing so, and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
right, thank you very much. And we're jumping right into resolutions. National School Psychology Week. Mr. Singh.
Gumby!
All right. Good evening, Board President, Mr. Vargas, members of the Board, Superintendent Hoffman, colleagues, and community. As you see, we have Gumby here, and we have school psychologist qualities up on our screen. It is my honor today to ask the Board to adopt resolution number 2526, which will recognize November 3rd through the 7th as National School Psychology Week. And I have a bunch of psychologists. If you all want to stand up, please. Okay. Please remain standing as I read about all the amazing work they do every day. Throughout the week of November 3rd through the 7th, 2025, Elk Grove Unified School District will join thousands of other communities in celebrating National School Psychology Week. National School Psychology Week is an annual opportunity to recognize school psychologists' work helping children and youth thrive. Throughout the week, school communities across the United States will participate in activities and initiatives designed to celebrate these essential professionals. School psychologists partner with families, teachers, school administrators, and others to create a safe, healthy, and supporting learning environment that strengthen connections between home, school, and the community. They apply expertise in mental health, learning, and behavior to help children and youth succeed socially, behaviorally, emotionally, and academically. This year's theme, Finding Your Path, recognizes the way that school psychologists take an active role in helping everyone in their communities determine paths to learning, growth, and overall well-being that meet their unique needs. Through their deep expertise and training in consultation, collaboration, and evidence-based practices, school psychologists empower others to set their destination and find a route that fits their needs, all while sharing tools to help them thrive along the way. Shauna Rader-Kelly, the president of the National Association of School Psychologists, notes that National School Psychology Week is a wonderful opportunity to recognize school psychologists for the transformative impact that they have on school communities. School psychologists are indispensable leaders in their communities who, as suggested by this year's theme, ensure that all children and youth find their unique path to success in school and throughout life. With that, I'm going to have my colleague, Ms. Jones, say a few words as well.
Good evening, members of the board, colleagues, and community members. As president of PSWA, it is truly a joy and, yes, a privilege to be here tonight as we shine a well-deserved spotlight on National School Psychologist Week. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Wait, is that Gumby? Why, yes, it is. And you have not time traveled back to Saturday morning cartoons. Gumby, that charming green clay fellow with a heart of gold, is actually the unofficial mascot of the National Association of School Psychologists. So in honor of this special week, we thought, what a better way to celebrate than by bringing a little Gumby magic to EGUSD. So let's take a moment to appreciate what makes Gumby so lovable and why he's the perfect stand-in for school psychologists everywhere. First, Gumby is all about helping others, whether it's his pals in his zany world or someone in a tight spot. Likewise, school psychologists are always stepping in to help students navigate life's twists and turns. Second, Gumby is the definition of flexible. I mean, the guy can literally bend himself into a pretzel, but our school psychologists, their flexibility is legendary too. Emotionally, intellectually, and professionally, they stretch their skills to meet every student where they're at. And third, Gumby is a problem solver, sometimes with a sprinkle of cartoon logic, sure, but he gets the job done. School psychologists, on the other hand, bring in research-based, real-world strategies to help students soar academically, socially, and emotionally. And finally, Gumby leads with empathy. He listens, he cares, and he always tries to make the world a better place. Sound familiar? That's the heart of every school psychologist. So tonight, as we recognize the incredible work of our school psychologists, let's also embrace a little of that Gumby spirit. Kindness, curiosity, creativity, and of course, a lot of flexibility.
With that, it's my pleasure to ask the board to adopt the resolution number 28, which will recognize November 3rd through the 7th as National School Psychology Week.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ballerini, do we have any blue cards on this item?
We do not have any blue cards on this item.
Very well, then I will entertain a motion to approve resolution number 28, recognizing November 3rd through the 7th, 2025, as National School Psychology Week.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Baldwin,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Moore. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If we can have the board come down and take a picture with Gumby and the school psychologist, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Gumby. You're going to be in the picture too.
But my Thanksgiving.
Okay, in the front. Come on, I gotta be in the front.
How are we going to do this? You're trying to grab it, press it in. I think we're going that way. That way, yeah.
Trying to
All right, everybody. Thank you. Let's get settled again. Next up, we have Native American Heritage Month. Dr. Collier. Shh. Thank you.
Good evening, President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos, and community members and colleagues. The Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution Number 30, designating November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month. As part of the Board of Education's legacy of advocacy for equity and the value of diversity within our school district, members of the Board of Education have an opportunity to recognize November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month. The efforts to gain recognition for the significant contributions of the indigenous people of the United States can be traced back more than 100 years. These efforts were further solidified in 1990 when President George H.W. Bush approved a joint resolution designated November 1990 National American Indian Heritage Month. Similar proclamations under variations of the name, including Native American Heritage Month and Native American Indian and Alaskan Native American Heritage Month, have been issued since 1994. The month of November is a time to celebrate rich and diverse cultures, traditions, and histories, and to acknowledge the important contributions of Native people. Native American Heritage Month is also an opportune time to raise general awareness about the unique challenges Native American people have faced both historically and in the present. Throughout the year, the contributions of Native Americans are presented in the regular curriculum. However, this special focus for 1 month serves as a reminder of the combined contributions of Native Americans. During the month of November, school-based administration and staff are encouraged to thoughtfully plan culturally sensitive, school-wide activities and lessons for students that further support and explore the history and cultures of Native Americans. This time can be used to celebrate the considerable role the indigenous people of the United States played in the establishment and the growth of the nation. Schools should consider engaging with their local tribal communities to connect students with current Native American contributions and cultural heritage. It is important to honor the ongoing contributions and achievements, as well as the cultural and historical legacy of the Native Americans. In support of this resolution, the Curriculum and Professional Learning Department will provide resources to teachers. Additionally, the Educational Equity Department will post an informational slide deck on the department website for district personnel. The Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution number 30, designating November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ballerini, do we have any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, yes, we do. We have one blue card on this item, and that is Bryn Lum. There you go.
Thank you. My purpose for speaking to this item today is to honor and uplift Joshua Hoagland, our district's Native American Education Program educator, and a colleague in the Educational Equity Department. I count being in community with Josh as one of the many joys of joining the Educational Equity Department, and his work with and advocacy for Native students in our district is invaluable. Tonight is the Native Ed program's Fall Gathering, a special event for the district's Native students and families. Josh's hard work has created a thriving program, and I hope you find an opportunity to meet Josh and hear more about his work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to approve Resolution number 30, designating November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Baldwin.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Moore. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month. Dr. Collier again.
The Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution number 29, designating November 2025 as Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month. As part of the Board of Education's legacy of advocacy for equity and the value of diversity within our school district, members of the Board of Education have an opportunity to adopt this resolution that recognizes and acknowledges the significant contributions made by Californians of Sikh heritage to the state and affords the opportunity for its students to understand, recognize, and appreciate the rich history and the shared principles of Sikh Americans. The California Department of Education has designated the month of November 2025 as California Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month. In doing so, the note that this observance permits the society at large and the schools in particular to celebrate the achievements of Sikh Americans and also to re-examine society's role in preserving the civil rights of all of its citizens. In support of this resolution, the Curriculum and Professional Learning Department will provide resources to teachers, Additionally, the Educational Equity Department will post an informational slide deck on the department website for district personnel. The Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution number 29, designating November 2025 as a Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ballerini, are there any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, there are no blue cards on this item.
Very well, then I will entertain a motion to approve Resolution number 29, designating November 2025 as Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Baldwin. Seconded by Ms. Davis. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day. Mr. Corey Jones.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos, colleagues, and community. The Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution number 20, which endorses November 14, 2025 as Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day. As part of the Board of Education's legacy of advocacy for equity and the value of diversity within our school district, members of the Board of Education have an opportunity to recognize November 14th, 2025 as Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day. Ruby Bridges became a symbol for student activism and the civil rights movement at age 6, when she was the youngest of a group of African American students designated to integrate schools in the American South. On November 14th, 1960, Ruby arrived for her first day of school in New Orleans to an angry crowd of people who wanted to maintain a segregated school system. Her courageous act of showing up for school each day and ongoing advocacy continue to inspire efforts for equity, diversity, inclusion, and student activism. In adopting this resolution, EGUSD joins other California districts and the California legislature in celebrating the legacy of Ruby Bridges for student involvement and empowerment for an inclusive, diverse, validating, and equitable educational environment.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ballerini, are there any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, yes, there are 2 blue cards on this item. I have Bryn Lum will be first, and then Beatrice Anguiano would be second. If she wants to go ahead and wait on the side, she'll be ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to honor our district's Black Excellence Program educator, Zoe Bayonne, for her tireless work in supporting Black student unions throughout the district. Last year, I attended the Ruby Bridges Walk to School event at Edna Beatty Elementary School, and through Zoe, I learned that Ruby Bridges thought the protesters were actually a parade for her. And so Zoe created a celebratory event at Beatty, which included a band and lively music. Zoe is a cherished colleague in the Educational Equity Department, and her work builds confidence in leadership skills for our district's Black students. I hope you are also able to meet with Zoe and hear the ways Black excellence uplifts students and families in the entire EGUSD community. Thank you.
I just wanted to quickly add, in addition to the work that Zoe has done with Black Excellence and to support BSU programs throughout the district, she has also put on a professional development for educators in our district around Ruby Bridges so that they can bring her story into the classroom. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize that. Additionally, I just wanted to point out that the work that we do in Ed Equity has worked to support the Native American Heritage Month, the Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month, as well as Ruby Bridges in terms of providing resources for teachers. Resolutions are great, but if there are not resources that support teachers bringing that into that classroom, it creates an additional challenge, an additional barrier. And that's something that we have worked diligently in our department to make sure that we're providing those resources so that they are readily available to teachers and therefore in front of students so that they are receiving culturally responsive curriculum. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about agenda item 46.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you. With that, I will entertain a motion to approve resolution number 20, which endorses November 14th, 2025 as Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Moore, seconded by Ms. Baldwin. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Red Ribbon Week resolution.
Good evening, Board President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. The Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution Number 19, recognizing October 23rd to 31st, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week. The Board of Education is requested to recognize the efforts of teachers, staff, and administrators in support of Red Ribbon Week, October 23rd to the 31st, as part of a district-wide prevention program that encompasses education and positive youth development. This year's theme is Life is a Puzzle, Solve It Drug-Free. Red Ribbon Week is the oldest and largest proactive drug prevention program in the country. It is an awareness campaign designed to warn students about the dangers of alcohol, tobacco, and other drug use so they will choose to be free of these barriers to success and wellness. Throughout Red Ribbon Week, messages are delivered to students in various creative and positive ways. Whenever possible, student leaders are involved in planning the Red Ribbon Week activities at their schools. This recognition will declare district support of this campaign to create awareness of substance abuse problems through Red Ribbon Week and other research-based prevention programs. Currently, the district receives competitive grant funds that support a district-wide research-based prevention program that is implemented throughout the school year. Youth development staff provide oversight of these grants. The goal of prevention initiatives at elementary schools is to help students understand the harm that can be caused by alcohol, tobacco, and drug abuse, and to equip students with the necessary life skills to resist negative pressure through Red Ribbon Week activities. Secondary schools participate in the district-wide prevention education program by supporting Club Live, Friday Night Live, peer-to-peer leadership, Link Crew, and Project Success, standing for Schools Using Coordinated Community Effort to Strengthen Students at each continuation high school. In addition, youth development staff offers parent and school staff trainings on various subjects upon request, including the development of those personal assets in students that will help them resist involvement with alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, and lay the groundwork for enhanced student achievement, as well as other specific drug prevention subjects. This recognition is intended to lend support to substance abuse prevention efforts within Elk Grove Unified School District, and the Board of Education is requested to adopt Resolution Number 19, recognizing October 23rd to 31st as Red Ribbon Week.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ballerini, are there any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, there are no blue cards on this item.
Thank you. Then I will entertain a motion to approve Resolution Number 19, recognizing October 23rd through 31st, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Moore.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Baldwin. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next up, we have student expulsion involuntary transfer recommendations. Would anybody in the audience like to address the board in closed session regarding a student expulsion? Very well, then I will entertain a motion to approve the recommendation for student expulsion.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Ballerini, seconded by Ms. Moore. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next up, we are at public comment for items not on the agenda. Ms. Ballerini, how many blue cards do we have?
Mr. President, we have 21 blue cards on items not on the agenda.
Then pursuant to our rules, the amount of time for each public comment will be 2 minutes. Off to you.
Okay. All righty. I'm going to start with Jency Ferraro. And second up is Yang Zong. If you want to go ahead and get ready.
good evening. I wasn't ready to cut it down, but I'm really happy to hear so many people willing to use their voices tonight, so thank you. Tonight, I am coming to you with a little bit of whimsy. I would like to take you back to what my kids call the 1900s, when we read a newspaper and there was a help wanted ad. And I am here as the mom of a disabled child and the director of advocacy with EG Speaks with a help wanted ad for the superintendent. We are looking for someone rare, part visionary, part listener, part lion-hearted protector of kids. The right candidate will begin and end each day thinking of the most vulnerable among us, the disabled students, the parents and caregivers who tirelessly try to meet every need and who often feel dismissed. The staff who have been stretched too thin. You may not know all of their names, but their future depends on your choices. The ideal candidate will surround themselves with a cabinet who do more than talk about inclusion, they live it. This leadership circle will be filled with people who challenge the candidate and inspire them. The candidate understands that belonging is not a buzzword. It's the air our students breathe when they finally feel seen, supported, and safe. They must be fluent in accountability. When mistakes happen, and they will, this leader does not deflect. They dig in, they own it, they get to work turning apologies into action items and lessons into systemic change. Because progress doesn't come from perfection, it comes from courage. We're not looking for the loudest voice in the room, we're looking for the one who listens, really listens, to the quiet stories behind the data, to the families who have been waiting to be heard. They'll see strength when others see struggle. We're searching for someone who chooses dignity over dollars, who understands that the measure of a school district isn't in the test scores or the ranking, it's in the hope we nurture, the equity we build, and the humanity that we protect. So if someone is out there and the leader believes that empathy is strength and accountability is love in action, consider this in your invitation. The disability community is ready for a leader who sees us, stands with us, and leads with us toward a future where every child belongs. Thank you.
Okay, we have Yang Zong, and next up is Courtney Arizina.
Okay. Good evening, members of the board and superintendent. My name is Yang Xiong. I am the father of Caleb, my totally blind 5-year-old son who is also autistic and has global developmental delay and a language disorder. Last week, we were told without discussion that changes were being made to how my son will be supported. Then without warning, his one-on-one paraeducator who provides his IEP mandate continuous support stopped showing up. There has now been 3 school days without this essential service. For a child like my son, that continuous one-on-one support is what keeps him safe and allows him to learn with confidence. When his para was suddenly kept from working with him, he ended up crying, confused and upset. We've had to continually press for answers before finally being told that his para has been reassigned and will be replaced. We're simply asking how a critical IEP mandated one-on-one continuous support could be removed without notice, explanation, or a plan in place. Please ensure that when staffing changes affect a child's IEP services, parents and the IEP team are included before decisions are made. Thank you for your time and your care for students like my son.
All right, we have Courtney Arizina, and then after that, Amanda Scott.
Okay, I'm gonna just jump right in. I am the mother of a 9th grader with multiple disabilities who receives special education services here in EGUSD. I wear many hats, but that's the most important one. I have the privilege of seeing every student on my elementary school campus from TK through 6th grade in both general ed and self-contained classrooms. This year, it has become clear to me that if my son were to enter this district today as a kindergartner, he would not be placed in the same general education classroom. He would not receive the same level of support. He would never be given the chance to reach his potential or true opportunities for success. These placements are more than academic placements. These placements determine the trajectory of our students' lives, and they are being robbed of the lives and futures that they deserve to save money. That reality should break all of our hearts. Across the district, students and staff are struggling under a system that is no longer sustainable. The very people who make inclusion and equity possible are being stretched to their limits. The paraeducator shortage has reached a crisis point. Classrooms are left without adequate support, teachers are stretched to their limits, and our most vulnerable students are the ones paying the price. Cutting supports and services to save money is not just short-sighted, it's morally reprehensible. We are denying children the education, dignity, and future they deserve. Budgets should not lead services, services should lead budgets. Assessments, goals, and IEPs should drive funding decisions, not the other way around. My son is doing well today, not because of chance, but because 10 years ago we had the supports, staff, and leadership to make inclusion possible. He learned alongside his peers, had the right accommodations, paraeducators, and people that believed he belonged. Please protect and preserve special education in our district. Our children cannot afford to lose anything else. Thank you.
Okay, we have Amanda Scott, and after that, Hien Kwan.
Hi, everybody. I'm here today to urge this board to protect and preserve the integrity of our special education services. Much like what we've heard here already tonight, I'm going to cut mine a little shorter because I think they've really said it all and have sent a very clear message. But at the end of the day, our students with disabilities deserve more than inclusion on paper. They deserve belonging in practice. Belonging means feeling valued or being valued, supported, and seen as full members of our school communities. It means ensuring that every child has access to the resources, relationships, and professionals who help them thrive, not just survive in our schools. School psychologists who are here tonight being honored, they are vital to this system, as well as all of our other service providers, and their positions need to be protected. And we are asking that we are going to put that forward, especially in the climate that we're in right now. You have over 11,000 IEPs in this district. That means that there are potentially over 11,000 families that are in fear because our federal government is threatening our special education services. We are hopeful that as we plan for the future of special education, we must commit to leadership that is deeply engaged in anti-ableist work. We need leaders who will actively challenge ableist attitudes and practices and who will build a culture of equity, empathy, and accountability. This means centering the voices of disabled students and families in decision-making, providing ongoing staff training in disability justice, and prioritizing belonging as a core value across all of our schools. With the resolutions that we hear at most of these meetings, I also want to repeat that I would love to see a resolution for Disability History Month, for other disability culture, that there are positions that are committed to equity and disability education. We absolutely can achieve these gaps through that work. And so I just ask you to please consider that and really hear the voices of the families that are coming to you, because it is hard for us to come to these meetings. And if we're here, it means our children are actually doing well enough that we can be here, but there's so many families that cannot, and their voices are not heard. Thank you.
Okay, we have Hien Chan, and Corinne Garcia is next.
Good evening, all. My name is Hien Chan. I'm a co-lead counselor at Monterey Trail High School. I am here not to tout what we've done, but to share on possibilities. Hold this frame of possibilities starting where you are. 2 years ago, the addition of our ESSER counselor, Bai Zen, with our college and career counselor, completed a dream team roster of 8 school counselors. We've been able to bridge opportunity gaps with our students achieving the second highest A through G completion rate in EGUSD. Our kids can go to college if they want to. 2 years ago, Principal Ricks has dedicated LCAP dollars to our chronic absenteeism task force, AKA the CAT team, of 2 school counselors working in partnership with our phenomenal rate, Mr. Lamar Jackson at the FACE department. With a full team, we have also been able to curb chronic absenteeism rates as we analyze attendance patterns to identify students for porch visits. We got to the root cause, the heart of the why our students were not able to attend school. Grief, mental health needs, families experiencing homelessness, transportation hardships, changes and uncertainty beyond their control. This came with a confluence of factors. It all started with a dream. I was a student who was chronically absent. Our school vision, that is finding a way. We are now in year 3 of the CAT team. Our budget shortfall with the sunset of ESSER funding is known. An investment of school counselors will always bring a return on investment. All data available is evident of this truth. Imagine the possibility of students being able to arrive to school ready to learn. If we have compassion-rich ways to learn what is impacting our students' attendance in a timely and intentional way. If and when school counseling teams are sustained and invested in. Thank you.
Okay, I have Corinne Garcia and next Jamie King.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm here to address the need to continue funding our AVID coaches in our district. Before you make your decisions in the next couple of weeks, I want to remind you of what's truly at stake. Our AVID coaches are not extra. They are essential. They're an essential part of our student success. They are the ones who equip our teachers with proven strategies that reach every learner, not just the ones who already know how to succeed. They guide our coordinators, including myself, in keeping the AVID system strong and consistent across our campuses. Jamie King and Alyssa Roganovich are the heartbeat of EGUSD's mission to ensure every student is provided a learning opportunity that challenges them to realize their greatest potential. I've seen the difference they make. Because of our AVID coaches, students who once doubted their potential are enrolling in advanced courses, applying for college, and believing, really believing, that they belong there. If we lose our AVID coaches, we don't just lose a position. We lose the mentorship, the consistency, and the momentum that have helped transform school culture across the district. AVID coaches turn possibility into progress and progress into opportunity. Let's continue investing in what works for our students and our teachers, the coaches who make both stronger. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's see. I have Jamie King and then Alyssa Roganovich. I hope I got that right.
Hi. Thank you for having us tonight. Good evening, members of the board. Thank you, Corinne. That's always nice to have someone come and speak on your behalf, especially a teacher. My name is Jamie King, and I'm here tonight to advocate for continued robust support of our district's 2 AVID coaches and 1 coordinator. This is not about a program. This really is about investing in the instructional backbone of our district and maximizing the potential of every teacher. The AVID instructional framework, which emphasizes WICR, which is writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading, strategies provide a powerful, proven common language for teaching and learning across all subjects and grade levels. When effectively implemented, it closes opportunity gaps and prepares all students to be college and career ready and really life ready. We're really trying to prepare students to be global citizens in our society. Our work as AVID coaches and our coordinator are the essential engine driving the framework's success. We are the master practitioners who deliver high-quality professional development, model best practices, and provide real-time constructive feedback. We ensure AVID strategies move beyond the elective class in the secondary space and become standard practice in every classroom. The consistency is the key to creating collective teacher agency. It is a shared belief among staff that through their collective actions, they can positively influence student outcomes. And it is one of the single most impactful factors in student achievement. By equipping teachers with shared, effective tools like WICR, our AVID team fosters a culture where teachers are confident, collaborative, and effective. They move from isolated practitioners to a powerful, unified team with a common goal. Investing in AVID coaches and coordinator is an investment in our teachers.
Okay, we have Alyssa Roganovich and Cedric Barron is next.
Good evening, President Vargas, board members, and Superintendent Hoffman. My name is Alyssa Organovich, and I am one of 2 AVID instructional coaches. So far at prior board meetings, you've heard from some of our AVID teachers and some of our AVID students, but we wanted to speak tonight and give you a little bit of background about what we do and some data to show the impact that we've had. Our team was created for the 2022 school year with 6 coaches to support AVID's expansion into all elementary schools. We are now down to 2, myself and Jamie King, who you just heard from. We know that you face difficult cuts. We are asking that you protect the program and instructional leadership team that drives your college readiness goals for over 18,000 students. The AVID coach position is a high leverage investment, not overhead. First, the results. The instructional fidelity we coach results in AVID students achieving a 90% A through G completion rate. This success is built directly from the elementary foundation, where our coaches support 46% of all elementary students and their teachers by providing quality professional learning tied to the instructional framework. So far this year, we've done 27 professional development sessions and 10 demo lessons. That is already almost half of the support we were able to provide last year in only the first 3 months of the school year. Second, the efficiency. Our team has changed from 6 coaches to 2, a 66% reduction. Despite this, we are maintaining support across all 61 schools. This means each remaining coach now carries the workload of 3 prior positions, and we have done so without a drop in service quality. At a cost of about $150,000 per position, these 2 coaches deliver an extraordinary return on your investment and ensure the district's high-quality instruction framework is consistently implemented. Finally, the impact. We are the mechanism for collective educator efficacy, which Dr. John Hattie identifies as the single greatest factor in student learning with an effect size of 1.39. Eliminating this role dismantles the system that gives over 1,000 AVID trained teachers the shared belief and practice they need to succeed. Thank you.
Okay, we have Cedric Barron, and after that, Brittany Delgado.
Hello, members of the board. My name is Cedric Barron, and I'm a project implementer at Youth Development and Ed Equity. In our position, we serve all schools in the school district, providing tobacco use prevention education services for our students. These services not only support students' academic and emotional well-being, but also play a key role in enabling our teachers to focus on instruction. As you know, educators are already carrying a full load. Expecting them to also manage the complex social and emotional issues students bring into the classroom is unsustainable. Without proper support systems in place, we will continue to see these issues manifest as lower academic performance, behavioral disruptions, and broader concerns around school climate and safety. In my work, I also provide services to the alternative ed high school, Calvine High School. In working with this high school, I've noticed the gap in resources provided to this population by the district. This is our population of students who need extra support, but are often the ones who are forgotten about. Having support staff like school counselors, education, equity staff, and project implementers put in place makes a difference in these students' success. In a team full of project implementers, the removal of staff who are block grant funded, it would mean a 50% reduction of our services across EGUSD. Retaining these positions is not just about maintaining staffing levels, it's about keeping the people who are designing and delivering innovative, student-centered interventions that address the very gaps in our district. Thank you.
Okay, we have Brittany Delgado, and after that, Sheena Moslin.
Hello, my name is Brittany. I also serve as a project implementer for the youth development team within the Educational Equity Department. I'm here to discuss the critical roles mine and my colleagues' positions and how they may be impacted after this academic school year, and to highlight how the impactful work funded through ESSER and block grants has produced meaningful social outcomes across our district. As project implementers in youth development, our team provides brief intervention, which is a Tier 3 support for students referred for substance use concerns within our district. During the 2024-2025 school year, we served 233 students in grades 6 through 8, helping them explore the biopsychosocial factors contributing to their substance use and connecting them with supportive staff and school supports. This intervention not only reduces student suspensions, but also provides tangible, restorative support that helps students stay engaged in school. Ultimately, this work helps disrupt the school-to-prison pipeline, straightens school culture, and builds access to referral systems for continued support. Notably, we are only 2 months into this current school year and have already served 111 students. Our team is stationed at all 3 alternative high schools and the district office and provides services that reach all 9 regions of the district, meaning students in each of your areas are directly impacted and supported by our work. This is alongside all of the additional site supports and programs we implement for youth development that purposely consider our EGUSD learning vision and strategic goals. This includes our LGBTQ+ services and GSA club supports. The disparities and inequities that existed long before the pandemic were only exacerbated by COVID-19, and our students continue to experience those effects today. The original intent of ESSER and block grant funding was to address those inequities. To assume that these challenges have been fully resolved would be a disservice to our students. The continued presence of school counselors, educational equity, and project implementers is essential.
All right, we have Chena Moslin, and after that, Amber Elam.
Good evening, my name is Chena Moslin. I am a pre-K-12 teacher educator on special assignment, and I'm here to urge you to prioritize the Educational Equity Department. Last time I was here, I said that I believe that I want nothing more than every student to feel free to be exactly who they are, that they belong, and that their voice matters. And my colleagues are going to share some things as well as my colleagues before me did. And so I want to share a story with you. So since the last time you saw me, I did a demo lesson for 6th graders. And we're doing these demo lessons, these community building circles with the idea that they will they will be 7th graders with a stronger community. And we talked about what community means. After the lesson, I asked the teacher, what was different? What did you notice? And the teacher said, actually, I noticed, and he mentioned this particular student who he said he had not heard her voice the entire school year. And he told me that the 5th grade teacher also said that she didn't say anything. She would go, the students would go as far as letting her mouth words, and they would just let her go. And he said for the first time, he heard her voice. And I share this story not to highlight myself, but to share with you that our work is exponential because we work with educators. As coaches, we work one-on-one with educators. We work as project implementers and as program educators. We work with advisors. We work with the folks in our district who also believe that that they also want nothing more than that for every student to feel free to be exactly who they are. They want nothing more than for all students to feel like they belong and their voice matters. And because our work is exponential, we have no choice but to continue to prioritize educational equity. Thank you.
Oops. All right, we have Amber Elam and Bryn Lum.
Good evening, President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. The need of all school districts, including ours, will only increase as we accept more students and as things change in the world around us. Secondary sites have the highest enrollment rates and therefore such high needs. If our students do not get the support they need, at least by high school, hopefully by middle school, they likely never will. It is our last chance to help them graduate and hopefully be healthy, functioning adults. What I worry about the most right now is how the rest of my colleagues are going to manage once the numerous support staff are no longer present. I do not see how they could manage their already taxing jobs while taking on more and more, which then means our students will be affected the most. Taking education-based counseling as an example, which is just one of the many ways school social workers support our secondary sites, it is a vital part of helping our students be successful in school. Most of our families choose to consent to the counseling because there are numerous barriers to accessing any mental health support outside of school. They are often not only grateful for the opportunity, but some of our families actively seek this type of help in schools because they would not get it otherwise. Again, I worry about the outcome if this is essentially ripped away, and I truly hope some resolution can be made. Thank you very much for your consideration and time.
Okay, I have Bryn Lum, and after her, Christine de Guzman.
Good evening. I am here as a TK-12 instructional coach in the Educational Equity Department, and I'd like to first express my appreciation for Board Member Baldwin for attending the Restorative Practices workshop at Laguna Creek High School so she could experience firsthand some of the work that my colleagues and I do, as well as the ways in which our educators engage. So we invite all of you to attend any of the upcoming workshops. I wanted to quickly address what Board President Vargas illuminated at the last meeting on October 7th. The survey indicates that bullying is of high importance for students and satisfaction in that area is going down. And this data is something to consider when determining what will be funded. There are many folks who address bullying in a variety of ways in this district, but I want to call attention to how the Educational Equity Department's work can and does decrease bullying in schools. The work we do focuses on humanization of everyone in our system. When teachers engage students in lessons on identity, utilize circles for community building and content, and foster a positive classroom culture throughout the school year, students build their empathy muscles, find commonalities with each other, and are able to honor and respect differences. Equity work through restorative practices deepens connections between and among students and teachers, and the ripple effect of this work is a lessening of conflicts and bullying. Superintendent Hoffman always says that outcomes for students will improve when adults continue to get better. Our workshops are experiential for the adults so that they have a space to grow as a school community, improve professional relationships, and know what it feels like to be seen, heard, and respected. This is all in an effort to change mindsets, which Arbinger tells us is the way to change behaviors and get different results. If we want different results for our students and families, we need to continue to shift the mindsets of the adults in our system. And although much of our work is also in classrooms and with individual teachers and teams, we know our work can have an exponential effect throughout the district and all departments. Thank you.
Okay, we have Christine de Guzman, and after her, Aurora Paredes. I hope I didn't butcher that.
Good evening, President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos, and the community. As she said, my name is Christine de Guzman, and I'm the school social worker at Franklin High School and Toby Johnson Middle School. I'm here tonight because I've seen every single school day what happens when students get the support they need and what happens when they don't. School social workers are not an extra. We are a vital, essential part of our schools. We help create safe schools, provide mental health, and help students develop the life skills they need to thrive. We support teachers in understanding their students and families, and we make sure families receive regular communication from the school. Secondary sites, as my colleague Amber mentioned, where student enrollment is highest, have the greatest needs. Removing social workers from these sites would mean losing individual and group counseling for general education students, on-site crisis response, which I've had many in the last few weeks, and a coordinator for PBIS Tier 2 and Tier 3 supports. It would mean losing credentialed professionals trained in both mental health and school family systems, professionals who are uniquely positioned to intervene before a crisis escalates. I've witnessed firsthand how school social worker services make a difference. Students struggling with trauma come to us and learn strategies to stay engaged in school, manage stress, and even rebuild trust. Many of these students would have nowhere else to turn. Families actively seek our support because barriers outside of school can prevent them from accessing counseling. When social workers are present, students stay in school, feel supported, and have a real chance to succeed. I urge the board to continue funding social worker positions in the district and to commit to making those positions permanent. The stakes are too high to remove these supports, and the benefits our services provide ripple far beyond the individual students into classrooms, families, and in the entire school community. Thank you very much for your time and consideration and for supporting the students who need us the most.
Okay, I have Aurora, and Cynthia Rios is after her.
Good evening, members of the board and superintendent. My name is Aurora Paredes, and I'm one of the 15 elementary counselors, proudly serving Herman Leinbach and Ellen Fiker Elementary. I became a school counselor to support students and families by fostering a safe and welcoming space for learning, while building a sense of belonging among students. Since joining Elk Grove Unified, I have been teaching bullying prevention lessons for 1st through 6th grade each academic year. These lessons focus on helping students to understand the definition of bullying, how to recognize it, how to report it, and refuse it. We explore real-life scenarios and the power of being a bystander. Through activities, we highlight kindness, respect, and the impact of our words and actions to others. My colleagues and I work hard to build awareness and prevent bullying at our campuses. As you make a decision about funding, I kindly ask that you consider the comprehensive work that we do, which extends beyond counseling. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I have Cynthia Rios and Beatrice Anguiano next.
Good evening, board members. I'm here to advocate to continue funding for our elementary school counselors. My name is Cynthia Rios, and I am the school counselor at Robert J. McGarvey and Sunrise Elementary. I am honored to be one of 15 amazing school counselors serving 30 elementary schools, supporting the social, emotional, and academic development of more than 23,000 students across our district. Part of our work includes organizing small groups of students to help build social emotional learning, teaching skills such as managing emotion, boosting their confidence, and fostering their resilience. We are passionate about creating safe spaces where students feel seen, valued, and empowered. Beyond supporting students, we partner with teachers, assist administration during crisis response, collaborate with mental health teams, and engage with families to build strong, connected, and culturally responsive school communities. Elementary school counselors are not just invaluable. We are essential. Every day alongside my colleagues, I see the impact we make. Investing in elementary school counselors means investing in mental health, safe schools, and students' future success. Please, we ask and we urge to invest in elementary school counselors. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Okay, I have Beatrice Anguiano, and after that, Julie Roxer.
Hello. Again, my name is Beatriz Sanguiano, and I work for the Department of Educational Equity as an instructional coach. And so I just wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit more about the work that we do. And I want to start off first by talking a little bit about my values. So my values are community, authenticity, and justice. And at pre-service this year, our department had an opportunity to present a workshop or a breakout session for teachers to come to, which was focused on community responsive work. And the work that we do in educational equity is community responsive. The work that we are doing is intended to create an environment in which all students have an equitable opportunity to learn in a culturally responsive, physically, emotionally healthy, and safe environment. And in doing the restorative practices work that we've been working on, as you all know, we're in year 2 of the rollout. A lot of what we did in year 1 was really focused on the mindset. A lot of what we've been doing this year is the actual practical applications in the classroom. So I've had much more of an opportunity this year to be in classrooms with students, with teachers, working on bringing in restorative practices and what that actually looks like. And if we take a look at different research pieces, including something that was published by the Learning Policy Institute, they have cited restorative practices as something that is critical for all students to thrive in schools. However, in order for restorative practices to work, we do have to make sure that we are investing so that we are able to train teachers so that they have buy-in, they have the skills, and are able to show up in restorative ways with their students. You have some difficult decisions ahead, and my question to you is to really consider what truly are our priorities as a district, what are our values, who do we consider worthy of investment, and how will our dollars show that, right? Our actions speak louder than words. Thank you.
Okay, we have Julie Roxer and then Felicia Sweeney. Thank you.
Members of the board, my name is Julie Roxer, and for the last 12 years, TK has been my passion. For the first 8 years, I did this job all on my own. Some years I had a partner support, some years it was just me and 24 tiny humans. 3 years ago, we were blessed with state-mandated TK ratio paraprofessionals. I can say in all honesty, I can no longer imagine doing this job without the assistance of my ratio para. TK classes have grown exponentially in EGUSD over the last 4 years. Of our 115 TK classes, many seasoned teachers are teaching TK for the first time. Approximately 20 are in the induction program, and more who are working on internship credentials as teacher of record. These are the teachers that need paraprofessional support the most, and sadly, many of these teachers and their students are not getting the para support that they need. At my school, we have 6 TK classes. 3 of those classes have no permanent ratio para assigned to them. This means these teachers get a random substitute para in their classroom every day. When no one picks up the job, para support comes in the form of an administrator who's working in the back of the room, or the school secretary who's being taken away from the front office. The para support is inconsistent and becomes more of a hindrance than a help, as teachers have to train a new person every day on routines and procedures. Our students and our teachers deserve better. In early September, administrators were surveyed on how many TK classes and assigned paras are at their site. As a school board, I implore you to review the stats from the survey and find out what the updated stats are for today. We are a third of the way into the school year, and we still have 3 teachers without an assigned ratio para. My principal has done everything in her power, from community outreach to posting the job in our weekly newsletter for the last 14 weeks with no luck. This is a problem at all of our district, not just my school. There are very few people who want to work a 4-hour job that pays roughly $900 a month. We need to make this a full-time position. We need to obtain and retain 115 ratio paras. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I have Felicia Sweeney and Miska Pearson. Miska, okay.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Hoffman. My name is Felicia Sweeney, and I've been a teacher for Elk Grove Unified School District since the 1900s. I'm here tonight to speak with you about TK. TK is now the new foundation for Elk Grove Unified School District. Building foundations aren't often seen, but they bear the load of the entire structure. They're where it all starts. And if you have a weak foundation, your structure may crumble, so you want to plan and invest in your foundation to make it the strongest it can possibly be. We do not feel that Elk Grove Unified has done this, especially related to facilities. For as long as TK has been in this district, TK classes have been partnered with kindergarten classes, which need a whole class setup, rather than a playing to learn setup, or in rooms across campus from the kindergarten area, or in rooms that are made for primary and intermediate grades with sinks that are unreachable and no bathrooms, which means that 4-year-olds and sometimes 3-year-olds have to leave their classroom to find a bathroom elsewhere. We were told by district to send our paraeducator with them, but with 20 students needing to use a restroom at various times during the day, this would mean we would be out of ratio a good amount of the time and unable to use our para for group instruction or supervision. The district has known about the expansion of and beginning of this entire new grade level for years, and rather than working to provide age-appropriate environments for educating our very first students, they have mixed numbers around with different pairings of grades, even moving families to different schools in order to make the numbers work. The numbers might look okay on a whiteboard in someone's office, but in the real world, they are making our foundation weak. I would ask you to consider Elk Grove doing better by its very first students. Drop portables with restrooms, retrofit or remodel existing schools to expand the TK and kindergarten facilities, and or consider moving 6th grade to junior high, as San Juan Unified did years ago. So elementary schools will have 7 grades instead of the 8 they currently have. It's time to take better care of our educational foundation. Thank you.
Okay, I have Mishka Pearson and Kirk Thompson is our last public comment.
Good evening, members of the board and community members. My name is Mishka Pearson, and I have also been teaching in this district since the 1900s. This is my 7th year teaching TK, and I could speak to any of the things that have been spoken about tonight. The para shortage, the shortness of staffing for our most needy students that need paraeducator support, the lack of bathrooms, facilities, etc. But tonight I'm here to speak to you about the need for funding and how we can get funding for professional development for our certificated TK teachers, as well as our classified paraprofessional staff. First, I want to share that we are so pleased and appreciative of the recent TK training that we were provided by the CPL department regarding the speech and language needs of our youngest learners. It was amazing, but a half-day training is not enough. We need so much more. With the development of the new PTKLF, Preschool Learning Foundations, which are the guidepost for our teaching, We need time to meet as a grade level to discuss and plan for how we will implement this continuum of skills and calibrate it to our current standards-based report card. We never get a chance to meet as a staff to talk about how we're going to address those needs of our students. This year, with the elimination of special education para support in our classrooms for students who were previously in levels preschool classrooms, our ratio paras and TK teachers need training more than ever so that we can attain the skills needed to support the diverse needs of these students. This is my 7th year teaching TK, and with the addition of very young children, 4-year-olds and sometimes 3-year-olds, the way I teach and the way my classroom functions has completely changed. Although I have a degree in child development and many years of experience teaching young children, I still need refresher courses on the latest methodology in the education of our youngest learners. The question before you tonight is how can we allocate funds to support roughly 115 TK educators and paraeducators who desperately need professional development? Thank you.
All right, and our last public comment is Kirk Thompson. Let's see him. I saw him earlier. We move on. Kirk Thompson, are you out there? I've never had a no-show. I don't know what to do.
All right. That concludes our public comment. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate the feedback as always, and where appropriate staff will follow up with concerns presented during public comment. Next up is the consent agenda. Ms. Ballerini, are there any blue cards on this item?
Yes, there is one blue card on the consent agenda.
Very well.
And he's over there, but he's got his earbuds in. So we'll see. The blue card is for Dr. Wes Dumley. There you are.
This agenda item is about theatrical festival trips for 2 school systems going to Atlanta and I believe Washington. And I support it wholeheartedly because in my journey in life, it's about love, arts, expression, and things of life. And so I want to also say in my chewed up journey in life, it's about love. And love overcomes all things. And I'm so blessed to say it's about eating and using a certain secret sauce. And you can have the passion of life itself within you. That's all I'm here to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would any board members like to pull an item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 47 on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Ballerini.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Baldwin. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next up, would any of our bargaining units wish to address the board at this time?
Oh, look at that.
Come on up.
Good evening, President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. My name is Tori Solly, and this is my 5th year as a school social worker at Casumnas Oaks High School and Pinkerton Middle School. I'm also the social work representative for the Psychologist and Social Work Association. My position is one of the 14 secondary social work positions currently funded by the Learning Recovery Block Grant, and you will all be voting soon on whether to fund or eliminate these positions. Secondary social workers were originally hired in 2019 prior to COVID relief funding, and we have a history in the district before many of the other positions on the budget priorities list were ever created because the district saw the need for school social work services. Social workers serve some of the highest needs and highest risk students in our secondary schools. We provide crisis intervention and often are intervening with students who are contemplating suicide, self-harm, and serious harm to others. This includes students who have made serious attempts, including attempts on our school campuses. We provide individual and group counseling to students at our sites, which helps to reduce the barriers many Elk Grove families face in accessing mental health care. School counselors are often the ones who refer students to our services because their already impacted caseloads and schedules don't allow them the time to offer regular and ongoing counseling, which our position allows. If the secondary school social work position is cut next year, I fear that these mental health services will disappear in secondary schools. The secondary schools are in a very different position than many of the district elementary schools, which have a duplicate service with elementary school counselors and mental health therapists and significantly smaller enrollment numbers. From the latest student perspective surveys, a safe school and mental health supports for students were ranked in the top 5 priorities of 34 priorities. Social workers have a role in maintaining a safe school by conducting crisis risk assessments, creating safety plans, serving on our sites and district's crisis response team, facilitating conflict mediation, and making mandated reports. From the latest parent perspective survey, bullying prevention ranked in the top 3 priorities and mental health supports for students ranked in the top 8. Social workers have a role in bullying prevention by teaching students anger management skills, facilitating friendship groups, lunch bunch meetings, welcome clubs, and coordinating peer mentoring programs. From the latest staff perspective survey, mental health supports for students and welcoming schools were ranked in the top 5 priorities. Social workers can contribute to welcoming schools by offering their services to all students, general and special education alike. These survey results show how important it is to students, parents, and staff that the services social workers provide continue. In addition to being service providers, the secondary social workers are the PBIS Tier 2 and 3 coordinators at each of our sites. Each year, Tier 2 teams across the district complete the tiered fidelity inventory to assess how each of our sites are doing in applying PBIS with fidelity. Since the secondary social workers have been the Tier 2 coordinators at their sites, the fidelity inventory scores have increased at each site. There is a new fidelity inventory, which districts will begin implementing in the 26-27 school year if they want to continue meeting criteria for PBIS recognition. This new fidelity inventory expands the focus to include more social emotional needs of students. Also, the team compositions will expand to include mental health providers. The services secondary social workers provide are essential in being able to maintain and improve our PBIS implementation with fidelity, which has been a priority of EGUSD for years. We recognize that the district is in a difficult financial position, which is why the social workers recently agreed to participate in the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, CYBHI, which will allow us to bill Medi-Cal and private insurance for our services. This will require additional job duties outside of our job description and contracts, but we have agreed to take on this new challenge in order to ensure continuity of care for our students. Based upon my calculations, the 14 secondary social workers could bill roughly $36,800 per month for the district. This means the district will be able to get the social workers at a discounted rate. There's work to be done in educating EGUSD families on the benefits of providing schools their child's health insurance information, but I'm confident that in partnership with the social workers, the district could be recouping significant amounts of money for the mental health services provided on our campus. I'm not aware of other positions on the budget priority list who have identified a potential funding source for their positions. As social workers, we are trained to be problem solvers for our students, and we are a group that is ready to be a part of the solution to the funding problems our district is facing. We have even been in conversations with our superiors about how we could adjust our roles in order to accommodate the needs of the district and remain in our positions next year. Social workers are in the best position to provide mental health and case management services in our schools because we have the education, experience, and a pupil personnel services credential to work in the schools, unlike other service providers on the budget priorities list. Social workers are also better positioned to provide these services because we are site-based providers and site-based services are more effective. We have confidential office spaces at each site already established, which many of the positions on the budget priority list do not have due to their itinerant status. We are also better positioned to provide these services to our students because we have knowledge of our school site systems and have relationships with campus staff. Social workers also cost the district less than other wellness providers. Our positions are vital to students, their families, and our schools, and we have the capacity to recoup funds for the district if you all vote to continue funding our positions. I know my fellow social workers and I have participated in life-saving work, so I urge you that when you are voting on budget priorities, that you vote to fund the direct service, site-based service providers, the secondary sites which are at the secondary sites are your school-based social workers. Thank you.
Other bargaining units. One.
Hello, once again. My name is Diane Campbell. I am the president of AFSCME Local 258. So I appreciate the time that we have for bargaining units. So thank you, President Vargas, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos, school board members, cabinet, and everybody else that is joining us tonight in person and via Zoom. I just wanted to, first of all, say thank you for the negotiations team. Later on, the school board will be taking action on the tentative agreement between the Elk Grove Unified School District and AFSCME Local 258. So I just wanted to say my appreciation to, I have Jeremiah Miller, who is our union representative from Council 57. The team members were Richard Padilla, Eric Tiffany, Xavier Galvan Jr., Akira Bailey, and Janine Duguay. And also standing up here with me, I have one of our executive board members, Danny Kane, a campus supervisor from Sheldon High School, and I know he's super excited to be on negotiations next time. So I am very proud of the hard work of the team, the long hours, many Zoom meetings, in-person meetings, trying to decide what we're having for dinner during the meetings, all that kind of good stuff. So thank you to everybody, the district side as well, in coming up with this tentative agreement. Although I am a little concerned about some of the contingencies, particularly one. It's been quite a while since I've ever had a contract with contingencies. I only remember one time that there was contingency language in the contracts that I've negotiated, and that was under our past president for that contract cycle. I also want to say we have all, on everybody's mind is the ESSER-funded positions, and that is sunsetting. So as the social workers just came up and eloquently spoke, we had our school psychologists here in the past. We've had the AVID teachers as well advocating for all that. As AFSCME president, the easiest way to say it is the classified staff that is not paraeducators and bus drivers. We entail primarily everybody else. That's the easiest way to explain it with all of our job descriptions. It's very hard to eloquently argue a case because we do not have direct contact, direct instruction with the students. We are the ones that are behind the scenes, the vital, behind closed doors, doing the work, making sure the schools are safe, making sure that vendors are getting paid, not just the employees, but the vendors, contractors, the schools are adequate, safe classrooms, the lighting's working, the grounds look nice, and all that. So it's very, very hard for me to really express what we mean to the school district because we are not that direct instruction, and everybody focuses on the students, as we should. But the students wouldn't be getting the care that they have or the safe school environment or the technology that they want or furniture or anything like that if it wasn't for the classified staff in this district as well. So with that, part of the surveys that we have had from the parents and staff and students with our LCAP survey, which is really what we've been focusing on during our LCAP meetings as we're talking about these positions and programs funded by the ESSER funds. Within the top 5 is always a welcoming, clean environment. So for me, my way to advocate for my members is going to be our SOAs, the extra SOA2 positions at the elementary schools. For a lot of our families in the school district, the elementary school is that first introduction to Elk Grove Unified. So to have proper staff, friendly staff that are not stressed, that are not hurried, that are not frustrated is key and essential, as well as those timely registrations to be able to make sure that we can get the students enrolled in school right away, that we're not overwhelmed with stacks of registrations because it happens to be a new school who's only been open for 2 to 3 years and is already past capacity, offloading students. And yes, in a perfect storm of a situation, only has one full-time experienced SOA2 that is currently at the school working with substitutes. So to be able to have a fully staffed with the 3 SOAs plus your secretary can make a big difference in how we are grading that family and how fast we are enrolling the students in the classes. This one particular is maybe an exception to the rule, but it happens throughout the district at various times. Also, we are talking about that clean environment. That's our maintenance and operations department. That's our grounds department, to make sure that the school temperature or the classroom temperature is the right temperature for the teachers without the heat lights over there by the thermostats. Or that the grounds, when you're walking up, the trees are cut back, the shrubs are nice so that you have clean walkways. So then again, that's that first impression to the school district. As well, in the LCAP surveys, there's talk about the safe campuses. That's the elementary campus supervisors that I'm going to try to advocate for that are on the ESSER funds. Again, making sure that their students are safe, that our staff are safe, and that they are also another face to greet the families as they approach the school, to welcome them, to be excited to see them, to let the students know that they've been seen and that they exist. We talk about the investing in the best and brightest in the retention within the district of our employees. You know, for me, that's also talking about making sure that our employees have the time off, that the availability to take the time off that they need. So when we are talking about the students' mental health, it's extremely important. We're doing the whole child education here, but what about the whole staff? Our staff is feeling just as much of the mental health challenges as our students are. So there's always an opportunity, if there were more opportunities for them to take their time off. I understand that a lot of my staff is 10-month employees or 11-month employees. My AFSCME members, sorry. I'm very personal. I always say they're mine. But to be able to help accommodate them with being able to take time off, because mental health crises or family crises don't always happen on winter break or spring break. And honestly, we have a lot of staff that are 12-month employees that a lot of people don't understand or they forget about, that we are 12-month employees. Even at the school sites, there are 12-month employees. So not just the LCAP positions that we're thinking about sunsetting, but transitioning once again to let's be forward thinking, what do we have coming down the road? If we can increase the school site budgets, so that way the district can help, or the site can pay for substitutes for less than 21 days, so somebody can call in sick, so somebody can go on a 3-day vacation, take that mental health break that they need, that would be fabulous. Also talking about investing in our staff is the training for classified. We've been having the Universal Class online platform for the past couple of years. It's a huge improvement. I appreciate it. I know a lot of the AFSCME members that have taken advantage of that and have been working quickly down the salary schedule to help give themselves a raise. But we need something more. Not everybody is computer savvy and has the availability to fill out the forms required through Universal Class. So more training is always one of my platforms, and even talking about that, and an example was maybe adding an extra day or two for training for our campus supervisors. They do have training, but it's not mandatory, but we could look at adding a day or two of training to their calendar. I know some of the stuff I'm talking about is negotiations based, but just because AFSCME brings it up does not mean that the school district or the school board or the negotiations team can't bring it up. It's something I think that we need to keep on our radar as we move forward, because we're looking to save jobs. We're looking because we're opening up schools in the future. We want to invest and retain the employees that we have so that we can provide that best educational experience for our students in Elk Grove Unified, because not only are we the 4th largest, we are the best. You know, there's a lot of pride in being an Elk Grove Unified School employee. Let me see. So I think that's just really my main points that I wanted to hit tonight. Is that I know that that everybody's up here representing their own employees from the bargaining units as we are facing ESSER. It's a big conversation. I know that nobody involved with this decision is happy about it. It's very scary, but we're going to try to do our best as we continue to move forward. I look forward to the next conversations we could have in LCAP, but I just wanted, once again, to advocate for AFSCME. We are behind the scenes. You don't always see us. You don't always think about us unless it's Tuesday night, and here Diane is in her green once again at the podium. But I look for the opportunities to have conversations with everybody. I am not the best at reaching out and having to invite everybody to have a one-on-one conversation, but I am always available. I would look forward to having one-on-one conversations with the school board or a small group, you know, depending upon the comfort of it. And also an open invitation. Our next executive board meeting is actually going to be next Monday, October 27th at 5:30, and we do provide dinner. So if there is anybody who's interested, you're more than welcome to join us, and I do look forward to having conversations in the future, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other bargaining units? All right. Seeing none, let's take a brief comfort break, and then we'll be back for our public hearings. Let's be back in 5 minutes. All right, board members, let's make our way back up, and members of the public, let's find our seats. All right, board members, back to the dais, please. Folks, let's find our seats. Okay. Thank you very much. All right, getting into our public hearings for the night. First up, we have Gateway Community Charter, Sacramento Academic and Vocational Academy Charter Renewal Presentation and Public Hearing. Ms. Hubbard.
Hi, good evening, President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. Tonight we are having an initial public hearing for the Sacramento Academic Vocational Academy Charter School Renewal, also known as SAVA Elk Grove. This is the initial public hearing per Ed Code 47605, which must occur within 60 days of the receipt of the renewal petition. Before I turn it over to Maury Elliott and Summer Ash, I'd like to share a little bit about the process. SAVA became part of the Elk Grove community on July 1st of 2018, with their current authorization expiring on June 30th, 2026. Elk Grove Unified received the renewal petition on August 29th, 2025, which per Ed Code gives the authorizing district 90 days to review the petition. This includes a public hearing, which is tonight, a published staff report, which will be available on November 3rd, and the school board vote, which will be November 18th. As a note, SAVA is a dashboard alternative school status, known as DAS or DOS school. A DOS school uses alternative metrics, and renewal is determined by showing progress in the agreed upon student outcomes outlined in the school charter. The agreed upon metrics are 1-year graduation rate, college and career readiness, nationally normed assessment data, and retention data. This differs from the traditional classroom-based charter schools, which utilize state and local achievement indicators. I will now turn it over to Maury Elliott and Summer Ash to talk more about SAVA.
Thank you, Sue, and good evening, Superintendent Hoffman, President Vargas, and members of the board. My name is Maury Elliott. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Gateway Community Charters and SAVA Charter School, and we're excited to be here tonight to share with you the impact that SAVA has on our Elk Grove community. And I'll learn how to switch a slide here. There we go. SAVA Elk Grove was first established in 2017 and currently serves over 350 students through a flexible hybrid educational model. We're a dashboard alternative status school, as Sue mentioned, focusing on re-engaging students at risk of dropping out and providing highly personalized education plans to prepare students for both college and a career. A key strength of SAVA is our C2E program. We currently offer multiple pathways, including patient care, fashion design, public safety, and fire science. These pathways are funded by K-12 Strong Workforce, CTIG, and Golden State Pathways grants, enabling students to graduate with both a diploma and hands-on career skills. At SAVA, we blend rigorous academics with real-world preparation. Students have access to A through G coursework for college eligibility and can participate in dual enrollment through our partnership with the Los Rios Community College District. Partnerships with organizations such as SMUD and the Sacramento Air District create opportunities for job shadows, internships, and workforce development. A recent highlight is our electric lowrider project. Students proudly showcased this project at the Smithsonian Folklife Festival in Washington, D.C. this summer. And in the months ahead, you'll be able to see our students around town with this car at elementary schools, car shows, and community events, highlighting sustainability and demonstrating how SAVA integrates academics history, culture, and career training into powerful community-based learning projects. SAVA is operated by Gateway Community Charters, which is a charter management organization operating 9 schools across 2 counties and serving over 5,800 students. Since 2003, GCC has been a pillar in our region and has built a strong reputation for program quality and fiscal responsibility, consistently reflected in clean audits and balanced budgets. At SAVA and across our GCC network, our work is guided by Gateway's Portrait of a Graduate, which serves as our North Star for everything that we design, from curriculum and class schedules to extracurricular opportunities and community partnerships. The portrait defines what we want every student to become: academically ready, life ready, and career ready. It also calls for students who are global citizens, productive citizens, and reflective thinkers. At SAVA, these characteristics are embedded throughout all aspects of our program. Our project-based learning model challenges students to solve real-world problems that integrate multiple core subjects into learning experiences. In our CTE pathways, students develop technical competencies alongside communication, critical thinking, and civic engagement. By embedding the portrait into every program and opportunity, we prepare students not just to graduate, but to thrive in college, career, and life. And for our next few slides, I'd like to introduce SAVA's director, Ms. Summer Ash, to dive deeper into our academic programs, student data, and student supports.
Hello, thank you for having us tonight. SAVA's measurable success for students rests on a strong foundation of innovative program design. In middle school, students engage in project-based learning that builds critical thinking and collaboration. In high school, our dual enrollment partnership with Los Rios allows students to earn transferable college credit before graduation. Last year, SAVA achieved a 93.1% one-year graduation rate with particularly strong results for African American students. We also saw a 13.93% increase in students meeting or exceeding standards in English on the CASP. SAVA is a WASC accredited school through June of 2028 and was named a Capturing Kids' Heart Showcase School for positive school culture. Family and community engagement is the heart of SAVA's mission, with a central pillar of our community schools work. Through strong partnerships with community organizations and industry leaders, we provide not only wraparound supports, but also authentic, hands-on learning experiences that connect students to their communities. Our CTE pathways drive this approach. Students learn alongside professionals, work on real-world projects, and see a direct line from education to career. Whether exploring careers in healthcare through clinical simulations, earning CPR and first aid certifications, or partnering in medical field trips and internships, our students engage deeply with the community and prepare to enter high-demand health fields. Enrollment and retention have shown steady growth, signaling that families trust the SAVA model and choose to stay with us once enrolled. This stability strengthens long-term relationships with students and families and supports improved outcomes. Financially, we continue to operate from a positive strength. SAVA consistently exceeds the 3% reserve requirement, and multi-year projections reflect a healthy, sustainable outlook that allows strategic investment in staff, facilities, and innovation without compromising stability. As Mr. Elliott mentioned earlier, SAVA qualifies as a DOS school because over 70% of our students meet criteria such as being credit deficient, previously truant, or homeless or foster youth. Working closely with Elk Grove Unified School District, we have co-developed DOS performance goals tailored to student populations, ensuring alignment, support, and accountability. Our one-year graduation rate continues to be a point of pride. In 23-24, SAVA's rate was 93.1%, significantly higher than other DOS schools in the region. These results show that SAVA is not only re-engaging students who may have fallen off track, but also helping them successfully complete high school. College and career readiness remains a priority at SAVA. While overall numbers still have room for improvement, our approaching prepare rate rose 5.5 percentages in 23-24 from 12% to 17.1%, and SAVA also matched or exceeded the rates of comparable DOS schools within the district and county. This year, we are concentrating on 2 of the strongest CCR levers, CTE pathway completion and dual enrollment. We have added capstone sections for CTE pathways. We are expanding our Los Rios dual enrollment opportunities through our CCAP agreements, including onboarding students, tutoring, and progress monitoring. On local assessments, participation fell slightly short of our 90% goal. However, among students who tested at both the beginning and end of the year, we saw meaningful gains, with most subgroups exceeding our 5% growth target. Overall, 16.91% of students advanced at least one performance level in English and about 10% in math. Subgroup highlights include Asian students with a 31% jump in English and an 18% jump in math, our Hispanic students with a 17% jump in English and a 9% jump in math, and our socioeconomically disadvantaged, a 17-point jump in English and a 10-point jump in math. Our focus this year is twofold: raise participation to above 90% and accelerate growth through clear test calendars with reminders, family reminders, makeups, and targeted Tier 2 small group academic instruction tied to diagnostic data. From 23 to 24 and 24 to 25, our 7th through 12th grade retention rate was 80%, above our 75% goal. These results reflect front-loaded onboarding for new students, individualized schedules, and regular check-ins with teachers of record. This year, we are strengthening early warning signs for system attendance, expanding live class offerings and time on campus, and providing flexible scheduling support to sustain and improve retention. Support starts the moment students arrive at SAVA. All new students complete a 3-week in-person onboarding program. They learn the SAVA hybrid routine, build relationships, set goals, and complete diagnostics for accurate placements. From there, every student receives an individualized weekly schedule. Some are on campus multiple days for classes, and for their one-on-one appointments, others receive more frequent touch points. We use an RTI approach to SAVA, tutoring, small group instruction, counseling, academic intervention, and added lab time as needed. The results is a flexible system that meets students where they are and adapts to where they grow. CTE is a graduation expectation at SAVA. Students complete at least 25 credits or 5 semesters of pathway coursework, so every student leaves with a markable real-world skill. Each pathway connects academics with hands-on application, allowing students to explore careers while mastering core content. We pair this with a strong multi-tiered system of support to ensure every student has what they need to succeed. Students collaborate with students to set goals, teachers collaborate with students to set goals, monitor progress, and provide targeted academic and social-emotional intervention when needed. Together, CTE and MTSS create a personalized learning pathway for every student, which brings our portrait of a graduate to life. And as you can see, the photos that are up on the TV and the screens, these photos capture what defines SAVA, engaging CTE pathways with academics, technical skills, and community-based learning. When they all come together, this is guided by a portrait of a graduate, and we would love to invite you all, and some of you have already come, to our campuses for tours, to see the pathways in action, and speak with our students and instructors. In closing, SAVA has demonstrated success in student outcomes as a DOS school and meets the standards for a 5-year charter renewal. Thank you for this opportunity to present this evening, and if you are here in support of SAVA, would you please stand? We are happy to take any questions at this time, and thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody who stuck around for this long during the meeting. All right. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing. Ms. Ballerini, are there any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, yes, there are 4 blue cards on this item. So we're back to 3 minutes because there's only 4 of you. We're going to start with Maureen Briones, and after Maureen comes Jocelyn Garcia. It's okay, we don't bite.
To the most honored members of the board, fellow students, teachers, and staff, and supportive parents, a pleasant evening to all of you. I am Maureen Briones, and as a new international student at Sacramento Academic and Vocational Academy Elk Grove, stepping into a whole new learning environment that's filled with unfamiliarity was truly nerve-wracking. encountering new faces, new surroundings, and new challenges, and a whole lot more made me super anxious about how I would manage to adapt to these changes. Studying at SAVA Elk Grove has helped me in discovering a hidden excellence that even I was not aware of being capable of. The learning in the schools taught me that having a supportive educational setting will mold me as a new student. My mind was enlightened with abundant knowledge without the constant distractions and interruptions of a regular school and the anxiety that comes with social pressures to conform and fit in. I learned the essence of studying at my own pace, and I discovered a learning strategy of time management. I believe that the accomplishments I have achieved in my studies come from the underlying root of superb and hardworking teachers and staff. Learning my new skills is less pressuring because of my exceptional teachers, together with the rest of our lovely school staff. They're beyond wonderful, from greeting us students with bright smiles to never hesitating in guiding us with extra help whenever we need it. Knowing that my teachers are with me in this learning journey made it possible for me to reach my personal and academic goals and become successful without feeling a draining echo of pressure. Learning for me is not a race where you need to finish every task as fast as possible. For me, learning is like walking into a whole new pathway that is overflowing with obscurity, something that is beyond my own knowledge. In every little step I take, this obscurity slowly fills my journey with new lessons. My school created this new pathway where I can study at my own pace to slowly grasp knowledge of the unknown and reach my dreams. This opened my eyes to seeing the true essence of taking small breaks, for this will be a powerful tool in restoring my mind's energy. I am also privileged enough to take part in the dual enrollment program SAVA Elk Grove has granted me in, despite the challenges that occurred in the process. Studying at my own pace is beyond wonderful, and balancing my college classes together with my high school studies. Through this, I can confidently achieve my desired learning outcomes with the help of the flexibility of my school schedule. My school taught me to never rush things out. For every accomplishment does not come from how fast you reach it. It's about achieving it with the thought of fulfilling a life-changing purpose along the way. Throughout this entire learning journey of mine, studying in this school, we were enlightened on how to properly balance our studies along with our personal responsibilities. It taught us to gracefully stand in every fall, value personal growth, and continue moving forwards toward our goals. My little sisters, Kelsey and Zyron, also attend the SAVA Elk Grove as freshmen. They have been constantly getting so much support from their respective teachers. SAVA Elk Grove served as a light in entering a dim path that guided me in recognizing that every uncertainty will shift into an opportunity with
I'm
time,
sorry, your
patience,
time is
and
up.
courage. Thank you.
Okay, we have Jocelyn Garcia, and after Jocelyn comes Sam Smith.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Garcia. I am new at SAVA this year. I wanted to take a moment to share with you a little bit about my experience so far and what makes SAVA different from my previous schools. One of the biggest things I've noticed, sorry. One of the biggest things I've noticed when I first arrived is how student-based SAVA is. At other schools I've attended, everything seems to be following a strict curriculum with little s. Here, it's clear that the students are the focus. The staff and teachers really pay attention to what we as individuals and that makes a huge difference for me. When I first came here, I was honestly nervous. By the way, the staff and the students welcomed me made me feel like I belonged right away. That support really helped me adjust and start to feel at home. Before coming to SAVA, I was failing more than half of my classes, sorry. I felt like I was falling behind, and I didn't know how to catch up. Since joining SAVA, I am now on track to graduate, which is something I wasn't sure was even possible a year ago. I appreciate the flexibility that SAVA offers and the hybrid nature of the program. I am doing some credits online, following the independent study model. My teacher of record helps me keep on track and making sure that I finish those credits by the end of the fall semester. I am also taking live classes. I am enrolled in a live ELA course in my CTE, Career, Technical, Educational, and Career. My CTE class is Public Safety. We recently got to visit a forensics lab on a field trip. It was pretty amazing, actually. This pathway aligns with my future aspirations to attend law school and become a prosecutor. SAVA also offers opportunities I've never had before, such as dual enrollment, which allows students to get a head start on college while I'm still in high school. I'm currently taking advantage of this program, and I'm also enjoying my classes at CRC. It is giving me a glimpse of what my future as a full-time college student might be like. I am really grateful for this opportunity. It's given me new goals to work towards. Ultimately, I want to emphasize that I am more involved in school now than I ever was in my previous schools. I have even had the opportunity to be a student representative on the Gateway Community Charter Superintendent Council with Mr. Semple. Being a part of the school community has motivated me to participate and try new things. Thank you for your time today. SAVA is an excellent place to learn and grow. Thank you.
Okay, we have Sam Smith, and after Sam, we have Linda Cortez.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Samuel Smith, and I am a parent of a student currently attending SAVA Elk Grove. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you why I strongly believe that SAVA should remain open for many years to come. Since enrolling my daughter at SAVA, I have seen remarkable improvement in her academic performance and her overall confidence. The smaller classroom sizes have allowed her to receive the individual attention and support she needs to excel. The teachers at SAVA are not only highly professional, but they also very personable and genuinely invested in their students' success. What sets SAVA apart is the level of care and accessibility it provides not only to students, but also to the parents. The school offers a wide range of resources and programs that strengthen both academic development and family involvement. This supportive environment has played a major role in my daughter's progress and the motivation to learn. SAVA Elk Grove is making a meaningful difference in the community, and it provides a safe, structured, and nurturing place for students to reach their potential. Students who might otherwise fall behind in larger and less personal settings. For these reasons, I respectfully urge you to keep SAVA Elk Grove open. The positive impact this school has on the students and families is clear. Its continued presence is essential to success of our community. Thank you for your consideration and your time. Thank you.
All right, and last up, we have Linda Cortez.
Hello, thank you, Elk Grove board members. When Mrs. Warburton asked me to say a few words here today, my first thought was, of course, and second, I thought how I can possibly express what SAVA has done for our son in just a few words. Our son has grown so much in the short time he has been with SAVA. Before joining, he was overworked and had little to show for it. But SAVA educators truly nourished Frankie's appetite for learning and inspired his confidence to grow. SAVA offers a true community of dedicated educators, from jovial antics from Mr. Mike to advanced educational guidance from Mrs. Montessa and Mrs. McFedrin, and a core instruction from Mr. Oren and Mrs. Sadiq. And of course, there is Mrs. Warburton and Mr. Mendoza, who always make themselves available and keep the SAVA train running. SAVA has provided our son with the tools and the opportunity needed to thrive, not just academically, but for his future. Now he has his sights set on a career. Without SAVA, he might never have met Captain Stein or discover his passion for firefighting. Through the Student Superintendent Council, SAVA has given our son a voice, an opportunity that will benefit him far beyond his school years. This council has helped him build leadership skills, confidence in public speaking, and a sense of responsibility towards his peers and the school community. It's teaching him what it means to be a part of something bigger than himself, to listen, to advocate, and take initiative. The experience has opened his eyes how a leadership can make a difference in both in school and in life. It goes without saying, but our family could not be more satisfied with SAVA. SAVA truly offers a community of care, guidance, and opportunity, and for that we are deeply grateful for SAVA Elk Grove. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with that, I will close the public hearing and turn it over to board members. Board members, do we have any questions? Let's start at that end.
No questions, but comments?
Sure.
That's fine. So I just want to thank you all that came out. Maury, I got a chance to meet his team. It was great. You guys like right down the street from me too, so it's super easy. And I just want to thank the kids, the students, and the families for coming out tonight to really share a little bit about SAVA. You're like a little gem, right, tucked away back there. And I think the work you're doing is really amazing for some of our kiddos here that, you know, the bigger system is just not where it's at for them. And here to find success and to see the very impressive programs that you have for the CTE. I'm really looking forward to that fashion show, so please don't forget my invite. Loving that you have a fire truck and getting to meet the kids that, you know, are really excited. Walked into a class and, you know, I think he's here today, stood up and shook my hand, introduced himself, and I was like, oh, you're definitely firefighter material. So it's really exciting to see you here today and to see all of you here in support of this wonderful small school that's doing really big things in our community and the communities that you have sites at. So again, thank you for all that you do. You're doing tremendous work, and I'm really happy to see this presentation tonight.
More?
Thank you. I do not have any questions, but I did want to say thank you for the presentation. And I also had an opportunity to visit your campus a few months ago, and it was a lovely visit. And it was neat to see the unique learning environments that you have, the hybrid opportunities that the kids have, and the hands-on learning. I love that they have the opportunity to, you know, receive to be dually enrolled and to have all those opportunities and to see the opportunities for hands-on learning and your model that you have to help kids be college or career ready, which I think is really important. So again, thank you for the presentation and keep up the good work. So,
Mr. Zhang, anything?
I would also like to say thank you for the presentation. I would also like to say thank you for the students that presented and basically advocated for SAVA as a whole. And I really think that it was very awesome to see how students were able to speak up about a program that I was not actually previously aware of. And through this presentation, I was actually very impressed on how students are able to not only work at their own pace, but also do enroll in college courses and in CTE programs that help prepare them after high school. And just the overall environment and from the blue cards from the parents and the students, it just sounds like a wonderful environment.
Thank you. Ms. Ballerini.
Well, you're going to see me tomorrow morning. We have that already set up. Sorry we didn't get there before the presentation, but I'm holding my breath, excited to see what you guys have to offer. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Davis.
As Ms. Ballerini said, we're coming to visit you tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that now, especially getting the preview of it tonight. And I think it's a good reminder to us that not all kids learn the same way and that there has to be opportunities. So thank you for your presentation.
And my colleagues about covered it, so I appreciate it. And I also had the opportunity to visit and really enjoyed it. So thank you very much. With that, I would like to announce that this item will be brought back for approval at the November 18th, 2025 regular board meeting. Very much. Next up, we have the tentative agreement between Elk Grove Unified School District and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, 2024-25 and 25-26.
Don't take it personal. They're all leaving, Mr. O'Reilly.
Thank you for
Mr.
pointing that
Riley.
out. Good evening, President Vargas, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. I am pleased to present the tentative agreement between the Elk Grove Unified School District and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Local 258 for the 24-25 and 25-26 school years. That has been ratified by a vote of the AFSCME members. In addition, Education Code Section 3540.2 stipulates a fiscal review by the Sacramento County Office of Education of negotiated agreements to determine the financial impact of the agreement on the district budget. Therefore, the AB 1200 report, which provides the financial analysis of the tentative agreement, is attached and was submitted to SCOE for their review and approval. The EGUSD board is now asked to approve or ratify the attached 24-25 and 25-26 tentative agreement.
Thank you very much. With that, I'd like to open the public hearing. Ms. Ballerini, are there any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, there are no blue cards on this item.
Very well. I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion to approve the 2024, 2025, and 2025-26 tentative agreement between the Elk Grove Unified School District and AFSCME.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Ballerini.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Moore. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Next up, consideration of public notice of the Elk Grove Administrative Team's initial proposal to the Elk Grove Unified School District regarding a memorandum of understanding. Mr. Riley again.
Yes, these items are fun to read, aren't they? So we just finished one round of negotiations, and here we go with another one. That's how it works, right? So pursuant to Government Code Section 3547, the following are stipulated for negotiations between a bargaining unit and the district. The Elk Grove Administrative Team's initial proposal is officially presented at a public meeting of the Governing Board for public notice, and a public hearing is conducted to receive public input regarding the Elk Grove Administrative Team's initial proposal. The Elk Grove Administrative Team's initial proposal is attached.
Thank you very much. I'd like to open the public hearing. Ms. Ballerini, do we have any blue cards on this item?
Mr. President, there are no blue cards on this item.
Very well, then I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion to accept Elk Grove Administrative Team's initial proposal to the Elk Grove Unified School District regarding a memorandum of understanding.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Baldwin.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Davis. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, consideration and public notice of Elk Grove Unified School District's initial proposal to the Elk Grove Administrative Team regarding a memorandum of understanding. Mr. Riley.
It's our turn. So pursuant to Government Code Section 3547, the following are stipulated for negotiations between a bargaining unit and the school district. Elk Grove Unified School District's initial proposal is officially presented at a public meeting of the Governing Board for public notice, and a public hearing is conducted to receive public input regarding the school district's initial proposal. And Elk Grove Unified School District's initial proposal is adopted by the board. Our initial proposal is attached.
Thank you very much. I'd like to open the public hearing. Ms. Ballerini, do we have any blue cards?
Mr. President, there are no blue cards on this item.
Very well, then I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion to accept Elk Grove Unified School District's initial proposal to the Elk Grove Administrative Team regarding a memorandum of understanding.
So motion.
Moved by Ms. Davis.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Baldwin. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Last item is board member and superintendent reports. Mr. Superintendent, anything?
I do not.
Okay. Board members, anything? All right. Seeing none and having no further business, we are adjourned at 8:15 p.m.